Hey, Sean here, GiftofLyft. Just about to check in and wanted to connect with my channel, restarting it again with a deeper commitment to the gift of Lyft and today, hopefully, words don't need to be said to describe the beauty of a early November fall day here in northern New Jersey. Absolutely gorgeous. And I'm going to come up and give you some perspective on, how close I am to New York. Is a view of the Manhattan skyline right there. It's a little. Let's get a little. Please subscribe if you like these videos. I think this will be the third one in my series of reconstituting my channel at the Gift of Lyft. Yeah, I just wanted to talk real quickly, or maybe not so quickly, about how the Gift of Lyft for me really started to go from a transaction, driving people from point A to point B, just as a way of getting out of the house for me, curing my burnout, needing some income, and just trying to do something different. And I think it's really interesting from that perspective. And the moment for me was, I think it was back in, I had been driving for about 6 months, and I didn't realize that, during that time, back in 2023, my head was down. I was so focused on just getting as many rides as I could and getting back home to work on my other job, my professional life, which I thought that this was just a pause from. And I'll speak more about that time and place and where I was at and how I started to do this. But before I go there, I just wanted to kind of focus on that turning point for me when I realized that meeting people, 3,000 plus in my back seat, was really giving me a huge lift in terms of a human connection that I didn't have, in terms of the diversity of people. I live in northern New Jersey, not too far from Manhattan, and just the amount of people that I could possibly connect with on a daily basis is really amazing. One minute I could have a Jamaican caregiver who's been in the country for 6 months. 1 minute, the second, half an hour later, I have a young student, who's struggling to get through his or her first year of college. Not sure if they're going to make it, asking me about, how long did it, when did I get comfortable in my, going to school and back in my day, to, picking up someone who's just come out of the hospital or healthcare setting where they're really struggling to just get back on their feet, or a widow who's lost, or widows mainly who have outlived their husbands for the most part, and kind of are giving me their insight and their wisdom to what, how they got through that and how they're able to live, a lot of them on their own independently, and in their 80s, in their 90s. I picked up a lady the other day who was close to 100 who just kicked ass, and she had outlived her husband by 20 years and just was thriving. And so there's so many rides I have like that, countless. I don't know how the light shifting here, but maybe that's kind of a nice moment to use in the video to kind of highlight, illuminate how this has been so much more than a transaction service. It's really been a lifeline for me in terms of the kind of people I meet and the ability to engage them, to meet them, to ask a probing question or two, just about, hey, what is it? Are you in school? Are you retired? Are you still working? How's that going? If you're a mother or a father and you have kids. I have a young daughter, and this has been such a gift to me in terms of hearing about other parents' experiences. In the age of AI, in the age of all these screens, and how that's disrupted my life, and how it's made me feel disconnected, the technology, and being able to share that common experience across different experiences with other parents has been a huge gift in terms of not making me feel so alone and so overwhelmed by it, and just knowing that other people are completely overwhelmed by it and still struggling how to monitor, mitigate, navigate their way through it with their kids. And so back to my point of, I guess I took a week off or so. I went on, visited some family in Maine, or I just didn't have, I had a break where I wasn't driving for whatever reason. And I really got really sad. I was really getting kind of a mini depression. And as soon as I got back in the car, it was like, oh, right. This thing is, you need to do this because you need the people, and so that's really what I want to talk about today. Is that was the point where I realized, oh, right, this is the medicine. It's almost like a medicine. I need to do this to get my fix of people. And not everyone is going to share his or her experience with me. Obviously some people just need a ride, and that's fine. I totally respect that. But I know if I have on average 5 to 8 rides, I'm going to have 2 or 3 really good conversations about something that's meaningful. And that's the gift of Lyft in a nutshell. If I could boil it down, hopefully I've kind of given, the diversity of people, the rides, connecting with other humans in a shared space in my car, for me, has been a huge lifeline of breaking my loneliness, curing my job burnout, and just feeling much better in the world when I'm around other people. And that is something that really shocked me. I didn't think that it was to the degree that would be something that I really was going to help me. I was just thinking it was just a way for me to get back on my feet professionally, take a break, get out of the house. And it's been all that, but it's been so much more. So anyway, just wanted to share that with you. Hopefully that will come out okay, and I can post this video and continue with the Gift of Lyft. So if you do care to subscribe, I'd greatly appreciate it. Sean O'Neill signing off, Gift of Lyft. Subscribe.